Hey guys, happy Sunday. I hope everybody's doing great. I'm gonna put you on mute, old Narissa. Done joined us with the band in the background. So, guys, so today we're gonna be talking about is paid advertising on social media worth your time and money? And we're actually gonna be doing a ads class. I actually brought somebody in, and the reason why is because all of these years, my last 9 years on the internet with over 200,000 followers, I've run very few ads. This year has been the first year that we've really run advertising campaigns. And so when I asked my community, what did they want to learn? They said they wanted to learn how to set up Facebook and Instagram ads, and rightly so, because I think that nowadays paid advertising really is the way to go. And the algorithms on social media are making it so that you have to pay to play if you really want that exposure. So we're going to be giving out a ring light, um, green screen, and a camera, like a video boss set. So one of the people that register for this webinar on Saturday is being trained by the Right Click Media Agency. Hey, D. Morris. And if you're interested in registering, it's only $49. Go to bit.ly/ads class 2020. That's ADS class 2020. And I know that for my 2021 plan, and guys, you can feel free to follow me on Clubhouse at Wealth Speaker, because that's where I'm having this conversation right now. For my 2020 plan, I do plan on utilizing 85 to 90% paid advertising. And I don't know if you guys want to speak on that, Aaliyah, or anybody that's listening. Um, Let me bring Aaliyah up. And I can tell you one of the reasons why. Hey, good afternoon, Aaliyah. How are you?
I am fine. I think that's because I think the paid advertising is going to be perfect for me because I really don't like to go live on Facebook. So you've recommended it, and I think the paid advertising for me to get out there and get what I need to to do out there is probably going to be worth my time. What do you think?
I feel like, and even me who doesn't mind going live, but at some point I got to choose time, my time and my quality time. Facebook is playing with these algorithms, so you don't get the exposure you used to get when you went live. So even me, now I'm questioning, is going live and that being my only strategy the best use of my time? And what I'm finding is, if I have, now you can't just throw money at Facebook ads and think it's going to work. There does have to be a strategy behind your marketing. But I think in terms of building new followers, growing your brand, getting your product out there, it's by design that it is a very much a pay to play environment nowadays. And that if you're not willing to invest in that advertising and in the training to do it right, I think you may very well be in for a rude awakening as it relates to getting leads. We all have to choose, Aaliyah, between our time and our money.
And I agree with that because my time is valuable. But remember, recently I got that Facebook grant, and I'm waiting on the ad credit. But I've set aside funds for 2021 for Facebook advertisement because I would rather spend my money on advertisement and coaching so that my time can be spent talking to clients and making sure my clients are taken care of.
Absolutely, because you can't do both.
Right.
Now, one thing's certain and two things sure. And this is what I found. Even when I was going live a lot earlier, I found that the time it was taking me to go live left me very little time and energy to cultivate those relationships with clients.
Definitely.
So at this point, this is where I choose, okay, I would rather spend my money, and let's just talk about return on investment. And after we do this, I want to talk about your lead magnet real quick, because that's something that I want our listeners to be um, geared up for. And I wanted to talk to you about it anyway. So what better time? But we're at that place where we have to say to ourselves, you know, what's a good return on our investment? And when your products are priced correctly, meaning you're not out there trying to spend $39 to sell a $49 cake, right? If you think about the life cycle of a client and how much you make, on average, I make between 7,000 and I'm gonna say $30,000 during the life cycle of a client. If I have to spend $150 to get that client, that's not bad.
No.
That's not bad at all. And even if they only spend $1,000 and I have to spend $150 to get that client, that's not bad. And it's just about understanding that social media is going to another place where the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Wow.
And I was here. I was here when Facebook first jumped off, and all 9 years ago when everybody started marketing their business on Facebook, the algorithms were so different. And y'all know Faith, one of my twins, the youngest twin, graduated from Texas State Friday, magna cum laude. Whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Congratulations.
And in the old school, if I would have posted that on social media, I'd have got like 2,000 likes. This is no lie. In the old school, the algorithms on Facebook were just different. They hit different. These algorithms nowadays, if you don't pay, and the block is spoiled because you got people out there spending 50, $100,000 and more a month on Facebook ads, and I don't think you gotta go that deep, but I do think you gotta pay to play. I definitely think, and you pay, and what you pay is gonna be in direct um correlation with how much you make.
I have noticed a lot of the big hitters who I've seen their posts would get thousands and thousands and thousands of likes, and now I haven't seen those likes in those thousands any longer. So Facebook is doing something different. And I couldn't put my finger on it until you just mentioned.
And let me tell y'all, just to be honest, I'm not mad at Facebook. I have made millions of dollars in a playground. I've been over their playground, girl, slam dunking on their goals, hanging on the rim, breaking the back of the glass, just acting a fool on their playground, right? So the fact that Instagram and Facebook are now saying you're not going to be over here playing with our balls, our goals on our hard top, and not paying us, I'm okay with it. It goes back to, it just takes money to make money.
Okay.
Where do you go and advertise for free? You can't take out a classified ad for free. The newspaper charging you per letter. You can't advertise on television for free. They charge you for a 15-minute segment. And when it comes to commercials, they charge you for 30-second segment. So where in the world can you go? You can't advertise in magazines for free. They're super expensive. Social media was free while it lasted. And I'm not saying there aren't.
Told us that, Coach. You told us to do it while we could. You did.
Get it while you can. And I know there's some people that still create viral content on social media, and that's great. But as for me, I'm running ads. I'm gonna get out there early. I'm gonna put them up often. I'm gonna keep them. And some of y'all have seen some of my ad campaigns behind the scenes. I'm gonna keep them fresh. I'm gonna keep them funny. But I'm running them, and I don't have any problem paying at the door. You can't go to a concert for free. So if you can't go to a concert for free, uh, what would make you think that you can advertise your business? And I mean, we gotta break it down like this too, Aaliyah. The bottom line is, if you're here to make money, why would I expect to not have to pay money?
Absolutely. I agree.
If I'm saying, and I'm not even just here to make money, I'm saying, show me the people who are interested in what I have. Do the work. Show me the right demographic. Show me the right target. Show me the right neighborhood. All of that data is work if I had to do it myself. So for you to say, hey, you can pay me and I'll do it for you, I think it's awesome. So Leah, let's talk about what you're doing. Let's talk about your hot new lead magnet.
Okay.
What is your idea on what you want us to create?
Well, I just thought about this. So I'm thinking about the Wealthy Kids Network. And so we're gonna have all these boss ladies out here. They're making all this money. They're not thinking about their kids and how to make their kids rich and wealthy. And we can make your kids rich and wealthy. And, setting aside money for your children. You can do it. It can be done. But the graphics and all that in my brain, I can't figure that out. That's
okay.
what I can. That's what you guys.
Well, I got you then.
Uh-huh.
So how to make your kids rich? That's what you want.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Okay. Now we're gonna put this one on the table because this is the one I thought about. I think you need to have a total family protection survey. Is your family totally protected? Take them through 4 or 5 ways they can use insurance and annuities and services like Affleck to leave their family protected, and give them a survey as to do they have those things.
Oh man, my internet. See my internet has gotten bad because everybody's online. I'm sorry.
Girl, it might have been mine. But what I was saying was a survey called Total Family Protection. Is your family protected?
Oh, that's great.
And take them through a survey of 5 or 6 products that you offer that could help protect their family in case of emergency. An insurance type product, a life insurance type product, a medical insurance type product, an Affleck type product, a product that builds cash value, and ask them, do they have that, and show them how much money it would cost, on average for them to protect their family. Because remember what we learned last night, and I'm going to share this with you guys from this book that I'm reading. But one of the things we learned last night was that in order to get people to say yes, you got to show them that the pain of staying like they are is worse than the pain of them changing. People hate change, even for the good. So even though you might could show somebody, hey, this product is going to help you lose weight, or hey, this product's going to help you make more money, or hey, this product's going to help your family be protected, until they're able to see. And I would put some case studies in there about families who were protected versus families who weren't. Because until you see the pain of you staying the same is worse than the pain of you changing, you're not going to change.
Wow. That's it, coach.
You're not going to change. Hey, Sandra Terry. Hey, Carolyn Hubert Black, Dolores. Hey, Tiffany, joining us on Clubhouse. Hey, Rashonda. So, guys, make sure you join us, bit.ly/ads class 2020. I'm bringing in an agency next Saturday to teach us Facebook ads and Instagram because, in all transparency, I don't set up my own ads, never have, and probably never will because I know that it's like a what's it called when you pull the arm in Vegas on the machine, the gambles.
Slot machine.
Girl, it's like Facebook ads is like a slot machine. If you ain't careful, 1 minute you be up 1,000, and the next minute you done lost all your little marbles. So I don't play, and Facebook is always changing because the truth of the matter is they don't want it to be easy for you to advertise on. They don't. They really don't. And why would they if that's their bread and butter? So whatever I need to do to keep up, and if you're not already advertising on Facebook, there are some fatal errors that you're making. Some of you that's causing you to throw money down the drain. I promise you this $49 class will save you $4,900. bit.ly/ads class 2020. Make sure you join us. So Narissa, Shanedra, paid advertising or organic or advertising for your business? I'm gonna let my speakers weigh in as I get me another espresso.
I say both, Coach, because I feel like as you're playing around with the Facebook ads and learning and just watching how it grows, you can still grow organically in the meantime while you play around with the ads until you really get it right.
But see, that's the purpose of hiring experts. And if you know me, Narissa, you know I'm not finna be out here like romper room playing around.
Right.
I'm either gonna do this or I'm not. And I'm either gonna do it with excellence and expertise or I'm not gonna do it. So I'm going in off the rip, split testing, seeing what works, changing things, getting out there early. If it don't work, I'm gonna do something different. But no, I'm not out here to experiment. I already have multiple marketing firms that work with me. I work with Right Click. I work with BMX Marketing Agency. Have for a couple of years. I'm not out here playing with the game. And see, that's what we got to stop doing as entrepreneurs. As entrepreneurs, we got to realize that this whole I'm gonna just try to figure it out. That whole I'm just gonna try to figure it out is costing us more time and more money to me than just going and hiring somebody and get it right. Or go ahead and hire somebody to teach you and get it right.
I got you. Makes sense.
Shanedra, what do you think? I mean, Narissa, you tell me. I mean, I ain't always right.
No, I agree. If you're gonna have an expert, of course, that's gonna do it for you or show you the ropes or coach you through it, then definitely I thought there was still like a gap between when you hire experts and they're running it because they have to try it and try different things. So there's still a little time frame before you actually get that one particular ad that's just rolling and converting.
I mean, so let me say this. Even when you have ads, it doesn't exonerate you from showing up and building relationships. Right?
Absolutely.
So with a full marketing campaign, I'm still going to have to find a way to show up and build friendships, relationships. That's why I tell you that telephone, baby, that telephone ain't going nowhere.
Coach, I definitely like the building piece because, I mean, you still have to build your community, and you're really big on that. So I think that showing up consistently on your side is very important. I mean, that's the foundational box. But the other piece of it too, I think that how Facebook and all the social media platforms are moving in towards basically in the realm of algorithms, you kind of need both, right? So you need to be able to reach more people, and how they're doing it, like, you kind of have to be careful. Like, if you go live consistently, they sometime in the background change your settings. You'll think you're going live to your total audience and it's public, and then it'll be auto click to only you. So there's a lot of different components, and I think having both, your own personal side as well as the Facebook marketing side, kind of have to do that now. It's almost becoming a necessity.
And then too, once they see you on ads, if they leave the ads and come over to your page, and your page is dark and dreary, you almost wasted your money on the ads. So I think that the combination of, you got to run the ads, but when they come to your personal social media outside of the ads, I've done this. I've left people's ads and went to their social media and didn't see nothing but crickets and tumbleweeds, and be like, oh, okay, really?
Yeah, it's kind of like if you're shopping for a hotel and they show you this big 7-star resort, and you get there and it's a Roach Motel. You know what I mean? Like, you sold me through these ads, this stellar experience. But when I go over here, is this even the same person that was marketing me?
But that brings up another good point, Shanindra. If you're going to spend money on paid advertising, your website needs to be ready. Your lead magnets need to be ready. When they get to, quote unquote, the destination, it needs to look like you told them it was going to look. So when I talk about even spending money on ads, I mean spending money on your brand, point blank, period. And a lot of entrepreneurs want to make 6 or 7 figures, not realizing that, do the math. For every 6 figures you make, you're going to spend 10 to 20% of that on cost. For every 7 figures you make, you're going to spend 10 to 20% of that on cost. We spent $189,000 just on payroll last year. Do the math. And it doesn't go away. So if you really want to make money, you have to spend money. And a lot of entrepreneurs, that's why I'm so big on startup capital. Because what I realize is that everybody just ain't got it. We ain't got daddy to get it from. We ain't got mommy to get it from. We can't go to our rich aunties and uncles. But that's why I require my clients now to go through a whole course on startup capital. I mean, how to get for-profit grants. Some of my clients just got awarded Facebook grants in both cash and advertising credits. I won the PayPal grant for $10,000, and some of my clients did too. I was in the runnings for the Shea Moisture grant. I was on the finalist for $100,000. Right now, I'm in another pitch contest with that guy Kevin from the Shark Tank for $25,000. I teach my clients to go out in the world and partner with these startup incubators. We're on the supplier diversity list for Salesforce. We're on the supplier diversity list for NASA. We're on the supplier diversity list for waste management. There's so much government money and government contracts out there that I think we're just missing out because we don't know. And we won't pay, and corporate dollars for sponsorship.
Coach, I think that's what's most intriguing about your community. It's the holistic approach, right? Because me as a new business owner, I always thought like, oh my gosh, like how many people am I going to have to consult to kind of get me up and running? I mean, you have to go and search here. This person does branding. This person does marketing, or this person may specialize in grants. But I mean, sometimes it's just like when you go to a buffet or something, or you mix a lot of food. I mean, you eating off all those plates, you may get sick. It's just too much going on at one time. So having a community that's holistic is really like a game changer. So the fact that you bring all of that in, from where to go find the money, and then teach us the best use of that money, I think is something that you just won't find anywhere else. And it's just such a powerful community. I know that we're speaking specifically about the the Facebook ads. But when you think about that in the backstory of like, okay, well, how do I get the most bang for my buck? The community just comes to my heart, and the way that you teach, and it's transformative because you think a little bit about what you get each and every day. You start getting these building blocks that makes your entire approach change, and I think that's what's most powerful.
Oh, thank you for that, Shanandra. Look, all of that is as a result of mistakes. I couldn't find anybody to do my technology. You know, first I went with Pookie and Ray Ray. They ran off on the plug, left my website in shambles. Then I went, with Becky with the good hair. She went on sabbatical after she signed a contract for $7,000 to be on my site, and I never heard from her again. So over these last 9 years, I just started bringing all that expertise in house because I said I can't teach my clients strategy and then expect them to be willing to go through the struggle that I had to get here. So fast forward to Facebook ads and why me and my clients are going to be running Facebook ad campaigns. I can't expect my clients to live stream like I live stream 3, 4, 5 times a day to build my audience or to generate my revenue. Whether it's a fear factor, whether it's a time factor, whether it's a content factor, whatever it is, I can't expect them to do what I had to do to get here. My job to me as a coach is to find an easier, more feasible, more pliable way for them to make the same money I've made. And so to me, it's more than just about, I'm going to go teach you what I know how to do. No, it's up to me to make that way better and easier. So it don't take you 3 years to make your first million. It don't take you 9 years to make multiple millions, that you can get there faster and with less headache. But according to your work, because that's another thing. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a wizard. So I'm not gonna be able to wave a wand and get you to where you need to be without you doing the work. So guys, we're talking about Facebook advertising versus organic advertising, and is it worth your time and money? Hey Stevie, how you doing? Stevie, Jessica, you guys are welcome to come in and share. But I'll be honest, the Bible even talks about there's a time and place for everything. I think that the time and place for organic advertising was when it first started, and now not as much. Not as much because it just boils down to the fact that we don't control who sees our stuff. So to me, list building and paid ad traffic is the way to go. And again, I'm bringing an expert in next Saturday from the Right Click Digital Marketing Agency to teach an ads class to my community. You're welcome to join bit.ly/ads class 2020. Hey Stevie, how you doing? Happy New Year, boo, in advance.
Hey. I was thinking about you last week, honestly.
Girl, you don't be thinking about nobody.
Listen. I'm going to tell you this. Last week, I was thinking about you because I hit 6 figures last week, last Saturday.
Come on, boo.
I thought about you, and I was like, oh my gosh, don't you? So, because I know, the conversations we had very early on when I first met you and everything, and just the way that my business has transformed inside of this time. But yes, you were definitely on my heart. And
well, girl, let me give you my Cash App, because and my email, because you can sow seeds of Starbucks gift cards.
All right, Starbucks. All right, definitely make sure I have that, because it was definitely something you crossed my mind for sure. Because I know that we had many conversations about wealth, value, and all kinds of different things. So I'm absolutely excited to see you here today. And I just wanted to say, paid advertising, I think we are going to have to do more of it, because back probably when I met you years and years ago, that was more organic, and the algorithms and everything were not so much in play. But I think the more money, if we want to make more money quicker, then we do have to do what big businesses do, and that is spend money on marketing and different things in order to have a successful business. So I've learned that very quickly, even to go through and make more money and do different things inside of that. So I love this conversation because having a PR degree, I am very much about organic. But I do see the value of marketing and advertising as well. So I think if you have a holistic blend, you will be great going forward.
And and again, congratulations on your 6 figures, girl. It's a hard transition to wrap your mind around making money at that level without a job, since we were all taught to work a job. And so now I'm working with my clients on 5 figure launches. I just had a client launch, I think she's 21 days in at $57,000. But helping them understand that money can be made at any level at any time, as long as you're ready. As long as you're ready. But I say that to say, in order to win a game, and I'm reading this book right now that talks about the rules of engagement, you got to know the rules. And the truth is that the rules of marketing, the rules of advertising have changed. And the people that make the rules are the people that own the platforms. So some of the things that you have to do is you must build a list. You cannot be reliant 100% up on who they're going to show your stuff to. So list building is definitely top on our priority list for 2021. And if you're going to charge me to put those people on my list, and I know how to run nurture series, I know how to convert those people on my list, I don't have a problem paying you to use your facilities. And and you said something, Stevie. You said, like big business owners, we have to first affirm that we are big business owners in and of ourselves. So we cannot continue to operate like mom and pops. What does that mean? That means we need teams. We need expert consultants. We need people to come in and tell us how to avoid fatal mistakes in our business. We need that expert marketing touches that are going to separate us from everybody else. We need those creative marketing campaigns. And that's another thing my firm is leaning more towards in the new year, especially with this vaccine for COVID coming. We had started to shoot production videos for our clients, studio level, high quality, perfect lighting, master scripting, video products for our clients, so they do have their best foot forward on these Facebook advertising campaigns, so that they can use them over and over, number one, so that they meet people under the most ideal conditions, number two, so that they have some mean lead magnets that are going to help them build their list, number three, so that they have these seasonal videos that they can rotate in and out, number four. But last but not least, again, I want to make it easier for my clients to hit that 7 figures, that 6 figures, Stevie, that 7 figures faster than they would have done trying to figure it out by themselves.
Absolutely, because that's what I've been doing with my clients on virtual speaking engagements, because that's really something that I love to do, and everybody doesn't know how to transform an experience online. So I love it. I love the firm that you are building and you're speaking about, because there's so many different ways that we can just help people walk inside of what they're doing, instead of trying to say, it took me all these years to figure out, do you have that many years? Some people don't have that many years, like physically or even in their mindset, to do what we've done. I remember the early days when about video and your testimony about that, it's people don't have that courage to do the things that you've done to get to where you are. So I think this is incredible that you are providing that platform for them to walk into.
And then it just goes back to Stevie too, that seasonality of things, okay? Back when we started, we had time. This pandemic has literally overnight shifted the internet paradigm from being a maybe to being a mandatory. See, just in March, the internet, speaking engagements on the internet, oh, that was a maybe. Now, speaking engagements on the internet are a must have. And we've got to realize, and people have got to realize, that because of this paradigm shift, time just shrank. Time just got smaller. So the time that you would normally have to become acclimated to a situation, to become well versed in a situation, because we got here early, Stevie, you're in a position to really take over with the right marketing and to be the virtual speaking guru, which, 9 months ago, that wouldn't have really meant as much as it means now. Now it's a 7-figure opportunity.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I know, so, Stevie. I know, Stevie. Like this woman always trying to push me. I done told the woman I made 6, and the woman say, "Yeah, but what about 7?" I done told the woman, "Girl, I made 6." Because if you look at the numbers, and any good business coach can run your numbers for you and show you that, and that's one thing we struggle with as women. We struggle with scaling our businesses and scaling our revenue. But a good business coach can run your numbers and say, if you just scale these 2 or 3 things, and as entrepreneurs, we're always trying to boil the ocean, and we know that doesn't work because the only way you boil the ocean is 1 cup at a time. So having that laser focus on that Pareto rule, the 20% of the things that are going to make you 80% of your revenue is going to increase your revenue substantially, not only in terms of how much, but in terms of how quick. Just being smart about what we do and not being busy being busy.
Amen.
Because we're bad at that. So guys, we're talking about Facebook, and not just Facebook, but that's another thing that my team is doing right now, is building multiple platform campaigns. So you'll see me on Facebook and Instagram, but you'll also see me on Google, YouTube, LinkedIn, having that whole total tracking effect, so that wherever you go, let me tell you how women think. Y'all want to laugh with me for a minute? So you may see me on a Facebook ad and you be like, okay, well, she's talking right, and I'm interested in her, but I'm not sure. So then you go over to Instagram and you see me on the Instagram ad and you're like, I just saw her on Facebook. That's interesting. By the time you get to YouTube or Google, you see me again, you be like, oh, that's confirmation. The Lord want me to work with her. Hey, Monique, how you doing, baby? So, just understanding that the average person has to be introduced to your product or service a minimum of 12 times to say yes. And the only way to shorten that window of adoption and how quick they adopt the need to even consider, not just to say yes, but to even consider your product or service, is to get in front of them more often. That's it. So you guys are welcome to chime in. Narissa, Shanedra, Stevie. We have some new guests. Welcome. Thank you, Jessica, for tuning in. And Z, thanks for being on the broadcast. So we're talking about, is paid advertising on social media worth your time and money? And I think it is. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, if you know what you're doing, if you have a great marketing strategy, if you know beyond a shadow of a doubt who your target is, If you eat, sleep, and breathe your target, with all of those factors being yes, I think paid advertising is the way to go. If you're not 100% absolutely sure on what your product or service is, who your demographic is, what their pain points are, how you're going to help them solve for that. If you don't know those things, then I think that advertising is just, it's a waste of money.
I agree. I agree. If you don't know who your target is, then and even deep diving into your target, it's not going. It's not going to work out the way you think it is going to work out for real. Ain't gonna be wasting money. That's true. So.
And I even see people running ads to like a workshop, a paid workshop to cold traffic. And I'm like, well, if it were that easy, wouldn't everybody just, okay? I'm being honest, girl. I get my wallet out if it was that easy. I would just get my wallet out and I would just, run my card and just go and run that traffic. Even if I got 50 cents on the dollar, I would do it. But it's not that easy. I talk to people all the time that say, well, I ran this campaign and that campaign and nobody signed up. And when I start to peel back the layers as to why nobody signed up, it's because number one, they didn't qualify them. Number two, they didn't ingratiate themselves to them. They didn't offer them something free. Number three, they didn't introduce themselves. They didn't say, this is who I am. This is what I do. And number four, they didn't invite them into a community. They didn't invite them somewhere to learn more. It's almost as offensive as you meeting a dude for a day. And out of nowhere, he says, y'all first date. And he meets you, picks you up at the door, and is like, let's go sleep together. Y'all ain't no fool. You don't barely know his last name. Y'all haven't had any conversation. It's equally offensive to me on social media to meet somebody and immediately think that regardless as to how badly they may need your product or service, to think that they're just gonna jump in bed with you, for lack of a better term, and they don't know you. So ads or not, you still got to do the groundwork of creating products and services that people love, understanding what your people need, and then also taking the time to build relationships with them. Now, it doesn't have to take all day. I have met people in the morning and signed them for a 10, 12, $15,000 coaching contract that afternoon. But it wasn't through just an ad. It may have been through an ad, then they came and followed me and watched the Facebook Live. They may have scheduled a call. We got on a call together. So there was still a process of being able to introduce my product or service, talk to this individual, because at the end of the day, it's not numbers. These are people. These are lives. And talk to this person about what it is that they want most and how I can help them get there, whether it's freedom from their job, whether it's more profitability in their business, or whether it's just the clarity on where to go next so they can stop stumbling. Being able to kind of help them sort that out in the initial call is kind of what ingratiates people to you and says, okay, if she can help me sort that out this quickly on that call, then I'm more than sure she can help me build my business. Do y'all want to comment on that? And anybody in the audience, you're welcome to come in. We're talking about, is paid advertising worth your time and money? And I think it absolutely positively is.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about kind of, I guess, the background analytics of the ads? Because I think that's an important piece as well. Like, when we click on the ad, and it's very important about the information that you're actually capturing, and, some questions, and so you can kind of frame how you speak to them post the, I guess, capture or lead. I think that's a little bit fuzzy sometimes with people because it's like, what specifically should you be capturing, and is it going to be beneficial on the back end? Like, you're running the ads, but okay, what does it go? What does it mean?
So to explain to me, Shanae, what you mean by that?
In terms of, I guess, the back end analytics of the ad, like when people are clicking on it, are you asking them the right questions? Are you capturing everything from, them signing up when they're clicking on the lead, and where does that information go? Like, are you able to analyze the results from the ad?
Girl, that's class work.
I know, but what I'm saying is that people don't think about that. Post that. I mean, it's more than just running an ad. You have to know what to do with the information that you capture.
I think I think the starting point, even before Shanidra, the information that you capture, the starting point is, who am I looking for? And what information am I telling this ad to go look for? And I think a lot of people want to talk about demographics in terms of age, race, geographical location. And there's just so much more to it than that. Because garbage in, garbage out. If you put the wrong expectations in an ad, them analytics that you get back, they're going to be trash too. And they're going to be trash because you sent this. It's like the algorithms in Netflix. I try to tell people that all the time. The more movies you watch on Netflix, the smarter Netflix gets about suggesting different movies to you. That's artificial intelligence, right? So the same with Facebook, with no artificial intelligence, because they're not trying to help you. But the more you know about your demographic, the more you know about how to go search for them in the beginning. Because that's going to make all the difference with your analytics at the end. Hey, Tiffany Mason, good afternoon. How are you?
Hey, Coach, how you doing? Hey, everybody.
Girl, I'm doing mighty fine.
So, this is an interesting conversation because, and I had to leave earlier, so y'all might have talked about this already, but I was having a conversation with one of my clients. She's just starting out her business. She sells products, and she just wants to run out here in the street and just start running ads with and has done no work in terms of, who her product is really going to be geared towards, who it's for, yada, yada, yada. And so I told her, I was like, if you have money to burn, paid advertising can absolutely tell you, who those people are. But again, if you have money to burn, and most people don't. So I just really, I really like this conversation, and I'm trying to invite her in here so she can hear what you're saying, because sometimes people don't want to hear from you. They want to hear from somebody else. So it's a good conversation.
And I think most people miss the fact that before you do anything on ads, you have to absolutely, positively understand that building community is still paramount. And people only buy from who they know, like, and trust. And so until you've done the work to get people to know, like, and trust you, then yeah, it's gonna be a crapshoot for her, Tiffany. Just because, and I want to talk about saturation real quick, because it takes a lot of money to saturate a market. One of the reasons that when you see commercials on television, think about how many times a day you see that same Walmart commercial. You see that same McDonald's commercial. You see that same. Think about how many times they're running a commercial just to keep you on their mind. And you're competing with that. When you get out there running ads, you're competing with that. So if you don't have some type of marketing strategy that invites people in, first of all, that says, take your shoes off, get comfortable, let me introduce myself, tell me what your problem is, You're just going to be spending money.
That part. And lots of it. Because Facebook ads, if you don't know what you're doing, can be very costly. So I love that coach is always like, you need to have an expert, you need to hire somebody, paid advertising can be extremely beneficial, but you need to find an expert. Nobody's saying go out there and try to play with these ads and figure it out yourself, because you are going to waste a lot of money.
Absolutely. And even I'm going to warn them in the class that we're taking Saturday. Hey, just because you took this class doesn't mean go out there and give Facebook free range on your ad account. If you don't put some budgets in place, they gonna run through your little change, and you're gonna be left with your account upside down, wondering where my money went and not even understanding what you got in exchange. And it just goes back, Tiffany, to getting expert help and being okay with paying for the knowledge, because the knowledge will help you be in the game forever versus trying to figure it out by yourself. You could strike out real, real fast.
Something else, Coach. I was in another room earlier today, and they were talking about how Clubhouse is not always going to be free. And they were talking about how turning Clubhouse into paid advertising. Have you heard anything about it?
I haven't, but didn't I always tell y'all that about Facebook?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Didn't I always tell y'all that Facebook would not always be free? That and let me tell you what all of them do. Facebook, Instagram, everybody. When they have a new feature, that new feature hit different. But as everybody gets acclimated to it, remember when stories first came out? You could have 1,000 people seeing your stories. It hit different because they want people to like it and they want it to catch on. Once it catches on, they put their full court press on you. And I know personally as an influencer, my personal Facebook don't hit like everybody else's. Most people could go out there and put who wants a free can of spam and get 200 or 300 people to respond. Mine won't do that.
And it used to, though. You could put anything on there, you would always get like tons and tons of, like hundreds and hundreds of comments.
But that's that pay to play. Mm-hmm. And I'm not mad at them, because at the end of the day, how much more can I expect that they let me use they ball and they playground and they goal and not pay them no money? Mm-hmm. So me as a business owner, we should expect to hire help. We should have a marketing budget. We should have a payroll budget. These are things you can't make it to that next level in business without. And just FYI for the cheap seats, Miss Tiffany, your client, if she not listening, I'm just saying.
Coach, it's so funny. It's so funny to me because what I found is, like, just through doing just different calls with people have been burned. They have been burned so badly by people who are out here telling them they can help them with these Facebook ads and, make them a lot of money real quick. And
okay, so let's stop, because there's two sides to that coin. Mm-hmm. There's a book by Dr. Maria Nema called The Energy of Money. And she's a financial expert. And in that book, she got burned. She got burned by a man who came and said, give me this money and I'm going to give you X number of dollars back. And she said, even as a financial expert, knowing that this didn't sound right or real, her greed made her do it. See, as women especially, we got to realize we have intuition. And more often than not, our intuition is correct, right? We will allow greed and things like, oh, it's going to be easy to override that intuition. How many times did I tell you I was going to be easy? Quite the opposite. I tell you, there are no magic bullets for you to kill success, period. You can't. It's work, it's diligence, it's resilience, it's tenacity. Oh, yeah, and then you still got to spend money to do it. So, yes, people have been burnt. I'm in full agreement. But how much responsibility is on the marketer, which I hold them accountable to? And that's why I always tell my clients, don't be out here marketing no $1 million nothing and you ain't made no $1 million. Don't be offering no 6-figure nothing and you ain't made 6 figures. But at the same time, it's up to us as business owners to be able to see beyond the smoke in the mirrors. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's completely our responsibility to do our due diligence before we decide to, let's pay somebody for a magic bullet. We need to be looking into these people and, vetting what they're offering. That's our responsibility. And so obviously, this person has not done that. And they've been burned in the past. So, I find myself combating that. But
and let me tell you, I'll help you with that too. I refuse to fight it.
Why do you think we don't vet? Do you think it's just not used to doing it, or just wanting to trust people that they're going to do the right thing? Why do you think it is that we don't vet often?
No, let me tell you what you want to do. You want to trust that other person because they look a certain way, or they speak a certain way, or they talk a certain way. Then you get over here with me and you want to ask me a million questions that you did not ask that other person. Somebody asked me the other day, so why do you call yourself Reverend Doctor? For the same reasons other people do, right? I graduated chaplaincy school. I'm a certified chaplain. Got a badge and an ID that expires next year to prove it. That I can renew every 2 years, and I have a double doctorate. That's how you get. So I ran it down to her. But would she have asked Bob or Becky or Bill that same question? No, she wouldn't have. She would have looked at, they look at certain people. And it's a variety of factors. It's not always just white and black. But they look at certain people and they make judgments. Oh, she ain't made that kind of money online, but I got the receipts to prove it. But you look at this other person, and because she got on this pair of shoes or she's walking around this kind of house, you say, oh, well, let me follow her because she must be rich. You're not realizing she renting that house and some NFL player bought her them shoes. And so people make judgments and that's their right, but them judgments will lead you down the wrong path. And I've gotten to the point that I'm not going to be accountable for that last bad decision you made in a coach. If you can't come over here with a clear heart, saying I'm willing to sit down somewhere and learn, then maybe I'm not the coach for you. And that's the beauty of getting to that next level is you don't have to you don't have to take everybody. So when I find people got coach hurt, just like church hurt, I say, girl, come back when you better.
That's the truth. I think but I would tell the lady with the ad, try to put some money in there and see what happens. Do it her way. Believe spend.
No, then she gonna come back
and be like, Tiffany told me.
No, I wouldn't say you as her coach, but I would say like that would be the thing that she needs to do. I'm just saying, like, don't tell her, like, don't go. And I'm being facetious here, but definitely that would be the thing. Sometimes people just need to see for themselves, like, okay, because like something's holding her back from doing it, and she's believing you that far, but because she's, like you said, coach her or whatever she's been through something. She's smart enough to know don't put your money in there because it's not going to work. So that's the thing. Like, what's the story that she keeps telling you that's, you know what I mean? Like, where is she getting this information from? If you are definitely a great coach, and I believe you are, she needs to make a switch inside of herself, and it may be bigger than the Facebook ads. It may be that she's trying to take a shortcut, and sometimes you can't take the shortcut.
That part, Stevie. And also, you just said the same thing Coach said. It's already something inside of her that's telling her not to do this, right? She's just battling me because she already knows she don't need to do it. This is not what she needs to do. So
some people hide behind the ads, you know. That brings visibility and think the ads will do it for them.
Ads not gonna do your job for you. Ads will speed up a connection between you and a potential. But if you're not transparent, if you're not authentic, if you're not for real about your clients, when they flow through them Facebook ads, they're going to see through you, and that's going to impact your ability to build community.
Like the old school yellow pages, you know, when people were flipping through, to me, that's what it reminds me of. You could go through an ad and click on some stuff, but, you know, if there's nothing there, if there's no solid meat there, then that's going to be a wasted ad because they'll click on it and you still have to pay for it.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is a great conversation, Tiffany. I agree with you. A lot of people go in thinking that Facebook ads or Instagram ads or whatever kind of advertising is a magic bullet. And I always say, if it was that easy, wouldn't everybody do it? You have to be strategic about your campaigns. You got to be super deliberate about your video. You got to be conscientious about what you're going to invite them to. You got to be mindful about what follow-up series. It's a whole story.
It's a layered cake. It is not.
It's not a sheet cake. It's not. It's more to it than meets the eye. Hey, Kayshawn, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing great. You want to join the conversation today?
I don't mind.
Well, you asked to be a speaker, so I brought you up.
Oh, I thought you did. I didn't mean to do that. I'm new. I'm learning, so.
Oh, okay. Oh, you all right, girl? I just was trying to give you what you need. I'll put you back in the audience. So, guys, today we're talking about, you know, Facebook ads. Is it worth your time and money? You know, and all things in general. And another thing I think mistake that people make is they spend money on the ads, but they don't spend money on the assets. Meaning they got a horrible lead magnet. The lighting in the ad is horrible. The video quality is horrible. It's a total picture. When you think about advertising on any platform, you got to think about today, tomorrow, and in the future. You know, we're even so mindful as to make sure we don't wear clothes that that date us, number one, or clothes that tell what season we're in. Like, I'm not going to be wearing no fur coat during a video shoot, and then the videos be running in the summer. Making sure we don't say dates in the video so that it's limited to that one use. And if you do it right, that video can be evergreen. Versus if you don't do it right, you're going to be just in this endless loop of shooting video. What do you guys think? And it's stuff like that people don't think about.
I definitely agree. Those are people don't, you know, you're trying to get whatever product out right now. That's what people think about the right now moment. But yeah, you can leverage these same videos. That's why it's important, like you said, for your firm
to invest in getting the video done right, you can utilize it multiple times.
But again, when we first started these videos, and we're having another video shoot in Houston the day after Christmas for people that we checking temperatures, we doing COVID surveys. We're only letting one person in the makeup at a time. Everybody got their individual makeup kits. We letting one person in the video production at a time. We fumigating the house when everybody leaves. So we doing a COVID safe photo video shoot for people that want to have their videos at the beginning of the year, and we're limiting the number of people we're shooting. But I said all that to say, when we first started shooting, you got to be mindful of all of those things. So um, we have pre-production meetings with our clients, so they know what kind of clothes to bring, know what kind of clothes work best in the light. Welcome to the stage, Marella.
Yes, thank you, Donya.
Yes.
Hey everyone, my name is Morella. I work in tech and for the last, I want to say, 6-7 years in advertising technology. And I'm also a writer. I just released my first novel, but I don't know if we've already talked about this, but I wanted to contribute this to the conversation based on my knowledge from my work. One thing that is also very important in digital advertising is number one. So two things I want to say. Number one is, what is your goal also? So are you trying to move products off the shelf? So are you trying to, sell products, or are you trying to get your brand known? So brand awareness. And based on that also, that's going to influence the kind of tactics or how you go about scheduling the ads. That's number one. And I don't know if we've touched on it. And then the second one I was going to mention, which I'm currently trying to refine to advertise my book, is targeting and essentially figuring out who's your audience. So zeroing in on who are the people who are not only interested in what you're selling, but who are actually going to see an ad and not only click on it to see what it is, but also have the means to buy. And figuring out, refining your targeting, both in my work as well as, me doing it for myself in trying to promote and sell my book. That is the most challenging piece, and the piece that if you get right, I feel would have the most kind of results for you.
Absolutely. I agree, Marilla. I actually did a session with my clients in this book that I'm writing called The Cipher. And the cipher is about understanding your target demographic, eat, sleeping, and breathing, being able to put yourself in their shoes, even down to the what time and day. What's your target doing right now?
Exactly.
I've been on live stream for the last 5 years. And so I know based on my target what time to go live, and helping my clients understand, okay, I'm going to go live at 6 in the morning because by 7 o'clock, my target is getting her kids ready for school. And so she might kind of listen, but not really. If I go live at 6 o'clock in the morning, she's free. That's her time. And so I took them through a whole day of their target. Can she listen to you at noon? Can she listen to you at 1? Where is she at 5 o'clock? Where is she at 6? What's she doing at 7? What's she doing at 8? And even down to life cycles. I narrowed it down to, it's not so much as age as it is a life cycle. I'll give you an example. My daughter just graduated from college. She says she feels like everybody's pregnant. It ain't everybody pregnant, baby. That's just your life cycle. I remember once upon a time, it felt like every other weekend I was going to a baby shower. That's the cycle of life I was in. Then it felt like every other weekend I was going to a wedding. Then it felt like every other weekend I was going to one of my partner's, parents' funeral. Then it felt like every other weekend. So these life cycles override age. Because if I have a product for a toddler, I don't care if you had your baby at 40. I just want to get down to what is the parent of a toddler doing right now so that I can best target the parent of that toddler. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely. And that's exactly it. And I was going to say, even setting up targets by geographical areas. Where are the people located who are most likely to respond to whatever product you're selling? When are they in a buying mindset? So are you targeting them as they're about to get off work? So they're, about to go do some shopping. Therefore, they're already ready to spend at that point, or they're in front of their computer doing some kind of research, and it's easier to then incentivize them to spend. It's definitely a science, but yeah, those are just some of the nuggets I wanted to contribute.
I appreciate that, Marilla. Yep, that's definitely something that we teach our clients. And again, I appreciate you contributing because, I think that one of the things that makes you a great teacher is being a great learner. And so I feel like I can learn from anybody, anywhere, at any time, and take that and add that to what we're already doing. But yeah, if you're going to do ads, you most certainly need to understand your target. Eat, sleep, and breathe. Hey, Vanessa Collins, how are you? Anybody want to contribute to what Marilla said?
They call it psychographics, right? What you all are talking about. That's the name of that, I think. And it's going down to what they eat, everything. And it's so interesting because the more defined you are with that, then the more money you make, I believe. I'm learning the more, because they feel like you're talking directly to them.
And that's how your clients should feel. And that's one of the things that I teach. When you get your marketing messaging right, people will buy. When they feel like, and I asked my clients the other day in my mentorship, I said, why are you here? Tell me what made you say yes. And they all said, I felt like you understood. I felt like you was strumming my pain. And Shanedra, you can talk through that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of the things that you always say, which always resonates with me, you say we need to eat, sleep, and breathe our client. And I thought that was so powerful. And I was actually there when you did the cycle book. And, me thinking about like, okay, well, I'm trying to find a client, but I just was not going deep enough. And that's where many of us stop. Like when you don't go, you don't know where they shop. You don't know where they like to relax. Do they travel? Do they travel first class? It's really that, And when I thought about that, I was like, oh, I wish somebody cared about me like that. That feels good for somebody to care about me like that, right? You want the person that's serving you to know what you want. And coach, I tell all the time, girl, you read my mind. I say something's not right about this because she knows a little bit too much now and it's a little scary, but she knows.
Well,
go ahead.
Part of a Shanidra is being honest about who we are and where we came from. The person I'm going to look to serve is the person, and that's what made me create Black Girl Profits, is because Black Girl Profits was me. Black Girl Profits was me trying to build a business on a shoestring. Black Girl Profits was me trying to build a business with little or no support. Black Girl Profits was me, not having any choice but to make it. And not being able to go back, not being able to fall back, not being able to fail. And that's what made me add that whole startup capital component, not understanding I could go build business credit and it's just a matter of paperwork. Not understanding that these corporations are giving away sponsorships by the tens of thousands of dollars. Not understanding how prevalent grant money was. And so I wanted to bring that education to people to say you don't have to nickel and dime the building of your business, but you do have to stop questioning God. You do have to stop saying I can't afford, and you got to make a way outside of yourself to be able to invest in your business. And so the more transparent you are about your own journey and where you've come from and how you felt when you didn't have the money, You know, it's easy to get the money and forget, but baby, that's why I have ramen noodle days, because I never want to forget where I came from. I never want to forget that making money has not always been something that was easy or something that I did naturally. My knee jerk was to go to a job and work more hours. My knee jerk was to get a payday loan. My knee jerk was to draw down on my 401k. Those are the things that I used to do when I needed money. Now, with a different set of lens, if I need money, I just create something. And I create something that the world will pay for. So I think it makes a difference how you share and what you share. And do you resonate with the people that you're trying to influence, basically?
That's so powerful. Because who I, like, even in this week, who I am, I thank God for the journey I had to get to six figures. I think I wouldn't have appreciated had I gotten here quickly, had I not gone through everything I went through to grow, really, through it. I feel like now it's a growth journey more so than, okay, I just, like, woke up like this. You know what I mean? Like, I know that I went through the sacrifices that I had to do, the things I lost, all types of things, the undercharging, all types of things to get here. And I appreciate the journey a whole lot more than I probably would have any other way.
And while you appreciate the journey, let me flip that on its head from a marketing perspective. Your mantra to your clients need to be, you ain't got to go through what I went through. See, that's my goal for my clients. Yeah, I don't want you to have to go through the muck and the misery and the shame and the failure and the frustration. I don't want you to have to go through that. Yeah. I went through that for all of us.
Amen. That's exactly why I tell them too. I'm like, let's put you in the driver's seat, because that was not fun. That was not fun.
Yeah, I don't wish that for anybody. So, guys, we're gonna get out of here because I got a 7 o'clock with my team, with my mentees. But guys, next Friday, I invited the Right Click Agency in to do a Facebook and Instagram advertising class for the community. bit.ly/ads class 2020. It's only $49. I suggest you get that education for the new year so you can at least know what you're up against. Even if you hire somebody, and yes, Susan, this is live. Even if you hire somebody like I do to do your ads, you still need to know. You still need to know what they're doing, be able to monitor what they're doing, be able to know certain things so you even know what to ask for. I think that's hugely important, to not go in blind as it relates to Facebook ads and Facebook advertising. So again, make sure you go to bit.ly/ads class 2020. And we hope to see you there next Saturday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you, Stevie, Tiffany, Shanedra, Kayshawn. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.